I have a very important question.
Hello, Scratch. Long time no see. Um, it's not that I have a problem with ICE. I don't. They serve a purpose to get illegals out of this country, especially the criminal element of them. I'm not against them, but I am against what they're doing. And I have to explain that somewhat. What they're doing is supposed to be rounding up illegals, getting them out of here. The problem is sanctuary cities and democratic blue states or whatever or cities, for lack of a better word, seem to be brainwashed in the fact that these people are just picking up people for absolutely no reason and taking them away like the Gestapo. Okay? You've heard all the rhetoric about Trump being a Nazi and all the white supremacist crap. So this has all been ingrained in everyone's mind that ICE is the modern day Gestapo. That they're just pulling people off the streets and deporting them. And a lot of them think it's American citizens they're doing it too. Now they're stopping them, but once they prove they're American citizens, they let them go. The problem is people blocking what they're doing, people doxing what they're doing. ICE is a problem too. I don't think the majority of the agents that they hired after Trump took office is trained well enough. There is no way that nurse, I forget his last name, was armed. He was armed. He had a concealed carry and 2 magazines with him. But he never pulled it out. He never threatened anybody with it. And to have 7 guys on top of one, and then the other one, who I presume saw the gun and just started shooting. What the fuck are we doing? These guys are poorly trained. And to sit there, Ice Barbie over there, to sit there and say that he pulled out a gun and was violent to the officers, when you see with your own eyes that wasn't the case. Her stepping down now is vital. She has to step down, let someone else take over, go back to doing whatever the fuck she was doing beforehand, because she's definitely not qualified for this job. Okay, there's a lot of people in Trump's cabinet that aren't qualified for their jobs. But we're not going to get into that because this is just about ICE. To me, ICE is not properly trained. They're just grabbing people off the streets. No. You have to investigate and you have to do what the police do. And I guess, for lack of a better term, ambush them. 6 o'clock in the morning with the warrant, banging down the door. That's what they got to do. But the New York City police, or any police department for that matter, excuse me, has at least 6 months of training. And then when they're out in the streets, they're out with somebody experienced, like a sergeant or a veteran. So they know the ropes of what they can and cannot do. These guys were brought in, they gave them a bunch of fucking bonus money and a gun and very little fucking training and sent them out because, and this is cause and effect, damn, between 10 and 20 million people came in this country illegally, flooded the fucking border, okay? So in order to get them out just as quick, you need more ICE agents. So they hired more, but didn't train them long enough. So what you saw that guy do to that nurse was panic. He panicked, shot him, and that was that. And after he got shot, they ran like fucking roaches. They didn't even help the guy. These guys are not properly trained. You don't need 7 people to restrain one. 2 or 3 is fine. So what I would do if I was the head of ICE, unlike Ice Barbie over here, I would recall every single agent that they hired and have them trained for 6 months. It'll slow down the deportations, and it may calm the masses, but at least when they go back out, they'll know exactly how to do their job. That's the problem. That's why people have problem with ICE. They think they're just coming in because of the rhetoric, they think they're coming in like fucking Gestapos and just ripping people off the streets. That's my opinion on it. Now, whether I'm right or wrong, okay, whatever. I mean, that's just my opinion. I think, what the fuck today? I think every one of them should be recalled, retrained, and then put out on the street. I also think that people should start working with local law enforcement to curb these protesters. Stop blocking the street. Stop blocking ICE agents from the job they're supposed to be doing. And enough is enough. This is a two-way street here. Cut the shit out. Because 2 people now are dead. And you still haven't learned. Stop doing this. You want to protest? Walk down the fucking sidewalks. Do what you got to do. But stay out of the street and stop blocking these guys because they're not trained well enough to handle the situations. That's my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion, but I think that's what needs to be done. End of story in my book. I don't know if you agree, but to me, yeah, they need to be retrained because they're not good at this at all. Booyah.